Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about self-love and manifesting and what one has to do with the other. So we know what self-love is. It's how we feel about ourselves, our self-confidence, our self-worth. And we know what manifesting is. It's when we put our intentions out there and we want to see something come true. We want to see the new job we've always wanted, the home we've always wanted. But what does one have to do with the other? So anybody who has ever studied the law of attraction knows that manifesting means that you have to be in the right vibrational frequency in order to see the things you want to manifest come to you. Well, the problem with that is so many of us are walking around feeling like crap about ourselves. And when you do that, you are not in a high vibrational frequency. And I will be the first to admit to you that I have been there, and there are days that I still struggle with this. It's so important. If you are hoping to manifest, the first thing you have to work on is loving yourself. Because manifesting is all about knowing, not just feeling. You know, people say, well, I feel it. Knowing that you deserve everything your heart desires. You absolutely deserve it. It's your birthright. It's knowing it and it's feeling that you deserve it. And when we don't have both of those things going on, we tend to block our manifestations because we're not in the right vibrational frequency to be in alignment with what it is we want. And as I was channeling today from the universe, asking, what do people really need to hear about? The messages that I'm getting is that there are so many of you out there so disappointed because you're not seeing your manifestations come true. And you're out there questioning, why isn't it happening? What's going on? And what you're not realizing is that you are blocking your own manifestations because you don't feel like you deserve it. You may sit there all day long and say your affirmations and do all of the things, but deep down inside, you still don't believe that you deserve it. And so you're, in effect, blocking what should be coming to you because one of the biggest lessons we have to learn in this life is how to love ourselves. We're here to learn love in all of its forms. And the biggest form of love is self-love. That's where it all begins. You can't love someone else effectively if you don't even know how to love yourself. And so many of us growing up were denied love by our parents. And I'm not saying you had bad parents because I believe my parents absolutely did the best that they could. But if you had busy parents, and you wanted attention and they just sort of brushed you off because they were busy. Or maybe you had toxic, abusive parents. Some of us did. Then you don't even understand what truly loving yourself is. Because what happens when children are abused, it's not that they stop loving their abusers. They stop loving themselves. And every time you are exposed to trauma in your life, you build up a wall around that heart chakra. And that wall becomes bigger and bigger and thicker, and it gets harder to penetrate that wall. And so what happens is that we don't truly see ourselves as the beautiful, amazing, loving, divine creatures that we truly are. I mean, I loved listening to Wayne Dyer because he had this meditation that's 5 minutes before you go to sleep. And it's something that you listen to basically clear your mind and all of the clutter that you've picked up on throughout the day. And one of the lines in that meditation was, I am God. And if you truly believe that we are all one and we are one with the divine because we come from the divine, another line he says is, the divine is perfect, therefore I am perfect. And the first time I heard that, it just took me back because I thought, well, that's a bold statement, but it's true. There are no mistakes. You aren't a mistake, And the things that you've done are not mistakes. We learn from everything we do, and it shapes who we are. But we are not our mistakes. And for most of us, I think the biggest problem with self-love is that when we make a mistake, instead of just saying, oh yeah, that I shouldn't have done that, and okay, I'm learning the lesson, and then I let it go, we carry that mistake with us throughout our whole lives. And that mistake becomes our identity of who we are. I did this thing, so now that's who I am. And that's not true. That isn't how it's supposed to work. If you make a mistake, you learn from the lesson and then you let it go. But we carry it around and we hold on to it. So energetically, you're holding on to every bad relationship you've had, every bad choice you ever made. You're holding on to all of that. And it's affecting how you feel about yourself. You are not those bad choices you made. You are not what people in those relationships said you were. You're not those things. And the important thing is for us to learn how to start loving ourselves more. We have got to start seeing ourselves the way that God sees us. God, your higher power, the divine, whatever you want to call the entity that you subscribe to as your higher power, we have got to start seeing ourselves how our higher power sees us, which is in total love and adoration. Even when we make a mistake, there's never a moment where the divine says, I don't love you. Never. It's humans who put conditions on love. We're the ones who say, if you don't do this, then I'm not going to love you anymore. That's a human thing. That is not a spiritual thing. The divine does not do that. That is a thing that we learn when we come through the womb and into this world. Because if you look at children play, they don't judge other children like we do. That's something that we learn. So we have to learn how to let go of the judgment. Let go of the conditions that we put on ourselves and on other people, and just learn how to truly love ourselves again. So what I want to talk to you about today is first how to start loving yourself more. And then I'm going to talk to you about how to manifest once you've learned to start loving yourself. Because if you try doing this whole manifesting thing before you start working on self-love, you're going to see delays in what you want. And I say that with all due respect and love, only because if you're carrying around all of that stuff with you, and we're not healing it, you're not vibrating on the highest frequency. It's like all of that baggage you're carrying around is weighing you down. So we need to get your vibration up. And then we can work on the manifesting. So this podcast episode today is kind of twofold. The first part is, how do we work on self-love? And the second part is, how do we then use that to manifest our heart's desires? So if you have ever experienced trauma in your life, and some of you out there listening would be like, I've never experienced trauma, and I'm here to tell you, yes, you have. To me, growing up in childhood is trauma. The whole process of birth is trauma. Think about it. Going through a birth canal or having a C-section and being yanked out of a warm womb, like the moment we arrive on this earth, it's traumatic. It is. So we've all experienced trauma, and we've all been exposed to other people's conditions. And even if you had great parents, they probably still put conditions on you that I'm not going to be happy with you if you don't get good grades, or if you go out and party, I'm going to punish you. And that's the way it is here. So we've all been affected by trauma in some way or another. And then once you reach adulthood and you go out on your own, other people inflict trauma on us as well. If you've had bad relationships, people who were friends who then turned around and stabbed you in the back, we've had all of those kinds of traumas. And every time you've had a trauma, you build up another layer around that heart chakra, and you close yourself off, because if you just don't care or don't feel, you won't get hurt again. So you don't put yourself out there as much. Whether you realize you do it or not, this is what we do. It's natural and it's a human response to trauma because our brains even start processing things differently. So we can work with the angels to help us in opening our hearts and loving ourselves more. So the first archangel you can call on is Archangel Michael. We can call on him to help us let our guard down, to take down all the walls we built around that heart. So when you call on Archangel Michael, he is the protector of all of the angels. You can call on him to give you the courage to let you know it's safe for you to put your guard down. It's safe for you to love and to let love in. So what I do, and I do this when I work on clients with Reiki, is I close my eyes and I envision my heart chakra, which is in the center of your chest, and it should be glowing a beautiful emerald green color. And I just imagine that Archangel Michael comes in with his sword of healing light, and he runs that sword around that heart chakra many times. And as he's doing so, he is cutting down the walls that I have built up around that heart chakra. And then I just imagine that heart chakra glowing a beautiful green color that gets brighter and brighter with each deep breath in and out. And I think to myself, it is safe for me to love. It is safe for me to love. And that's how you can work on opening that heart chakra, or at least cutting down the walls around it. We can also call on Archangel Chamuel to help us open our heart more. It's one thing to cut down your walls and let people in. It's another thing to open your heart so that you can receive. And so you're not keeping people at arm's length, you're letting them in. So Archangel Chamuel is he's the guardian of the heart chakra. And so we can call on him to open the door to the heart, allowing us to let love in. And there is a prayer to Archangel Chamuel that you can say, and there's an affirmation for him. So you can do also a meditation where you place your right hand over your heart center and just breathe in energy, breathe in loving, unconditional angel energy into that heart chakra to help you balance and to heal. And there's a prayer that you can say to Archangel Chamuel. I'm going to read it to you now, and you can say this. I will put this prayer in the notes, the show notes, so you can go to it and say it, and you can copy it for yourself. And I got this prayer, this is not mine, but Michelle Muladi, she did a blog about this, so this is where I got this prayer. But it's Archangel Chamuel. I call upon you to envelop my energy field with the pink angel light ray. Please dissolve all thoughts and feelings of self-hatred, self-condemnation, and low self-esteem that I carry from painful past experiences. I ask you for assistance in loving and accepting myself, my opinions, beauty, emotions, my faults, imperfections, and flaws, my strengths, humor, wisdom, as well as my peculiar and unique way of seeing the world. Help me to love and approve of each and every part of myself. I desire to know at the core of my being that I am worthy, valuable, and lovable. May your healing light of unconditional love enter every area of my reality and fill my heart and soul. May the magic of love always move me to radiate warmth and caring to myself. Let it be done according to God's holy will. Amen. And there's an affirmation that you can do for more self-love. It's I breathe in love and I flow with life. I surround myself with the astonishing pink light of the universe, permitting it to bathe me in profound self-love. And again, I will post a link to this if you want to go back and do this again, because I would say these prayers every day. We can also call in Archangel Haniel. Some say Haniel. tomato, tomato, doesn't really matter, but you can call on him to help you get real about how you're feeling. Some people say, oh, you can only feel love and light, only feel good, positive things, and that's total BS. In order to heal things, we have to feel them first. And a lot of people don't want to do that because it's messy and it's painful, and so they just don't. They try to skip over that part, and you can't. So we can call in Archangel Haniel to help us feel the feelings that we should process, to help us understand where they're coming from, to help us be gentle on ourselves as we're going through feeling these feelings. And she can help us to understand why we react in different ways when we feel blindsided or when we feel like we react in a way that maybe we shouldn't. Because when you do that, that's coming from some sort of deep inner pain and wounding. So you can call in Archangel Haniel to help you understand, why are you feeling this way? Where is it coming from? And how can you process it? I really, truly believe you have to feel it in order to heal it. So go through the pain, and journaling also helps with this. You can write down what you're feeling and try to pinpoint, why do I feel this way? Where is this coming from? And then we can call on Archangel Jeremiah to help us forgive. He can lighten our load with forgiveness. We can call on him, and he brings with him a cloak of relief that washes over us, clearing away our shame, regret, and our judgment. And what most people often forget is that when we need forgiveness, it's usually more for ourselves than in anyone else. Because even if someone else wronged you, usually you're beating yourself up about it because you allowed that person to come in and do that to you. So we can call on Archangel Jeremiah to help us forgive ourselves and to wrap us up in that cloak to help us release the feelings of regret, of shame, for not knowing better, though all of those feelings that we feel. We can call on Archangel Jophiel to help us see the beauty in ourselves and in everything around us. She can help us to look at the world through loving eyes, to see the beauty that's within you and within the people around you. And if you call on all of those archangels and do some loving affirmations for yourself and meditations, and I have some on my YouTube channel, they're absolutely free. Just go to the link in the show notes. My YouTube channel is there. Subscribe, because every time you subscribe, if I upload a new video, it will let you know that right away. And I upload things every few weeks. I don't upload a lot, but when I have a new meditation, it will let you know that. And there is a daily affirmation video that you can do every day, and it's for self-love. There is, I believe, there's a heart chakra healing meditation there, and there's an inner child healing meditation there. There's also a guided meditation for forgiveness. So I encourage you to go and do all of those meditations that will help you when you start working on that inner work. When you work on yourself, it's amazing how your life changes. I've had so many former clients come to me and say, I can't even believe how much my life has changed because of all of the things you told me to do to work on my inner self. And it's true, when we work on our inner self, even those around us start shifting. It's crazy. So once you start working on the self-love, now we can work on our manifestations. And what I want you to do is to write them down. There is some power in putting pen to paper and saying, these are my manifestations. And I actually want you to do two things. I want you to make a list of things that you're no longer going to carry into your life with you. And so on a piece of paper, you might write down self-loathing, talking badly about my body, fear of finances, whatever it is that has been plaguing you. I want you to really think about what you've been allowing yourself to do. Maybe it's negative thinking. You're going to make a list of all the things you're not going to do anymore and you're not going to carry with you anymore that's bringing you down. And then I want you to burn that list safely. You can also just tear it up. I like to burn the list. And then I want you to write down your manifestations. And here's the thing. You have to believe that you are capable of receiving. So putting down $1 million is great, but do you really believe that that's possible? And I believe it is. I believe you can absolutely manifest that. But I would start small so that when you start seeing the things that you want manifest, it's going to start making you feel like, yes, I can do this. I'm doing this. So start off with some small things. Manifest $10 for the day, or, manifest, a text from someone that you really care about. Start small and just kind of see what happens, and then start building that manifestation, because I had small things on my list and I started seeing those things coming true, and then I started adding the bigger things. I had write a book on my list, and some people might be like, that's not small. But it was like, to me, that was something that I thought, okay, if I can do this, and I did that, that's proof to me this works. I'm doing this. Having a podcast, that was one of the things I manifested on there. It's happened. Having my own business and having a client base, it's happening. Like, all of this stuff is happening. And the more things start coming in, the more you'll believe. And if you have it written down, you can go back and look at your list and count all the things that you've already manifested. Because I went back and looked at mine. I'm like, oh my gosh, did it, done it, did it, on its way, doing it, done it. I was just shocked by how much of my list had already happened. I had already manifested all of these things. And it's not like just a fluke, because the first thing I had to do was work on myself. Before I even tried to start manifesting things, I did a whole boot camp thing where I started working on myself. And then I ended up creating one that was very similar to it. I created the Love Your Life course. When I first started it, I called it a purposeful pilgrimage. And then I was like, that's kind of a long name. And I don't know if anyone really resonates with that. But they would resonate with Love Your Life, because you want to love your life. So I did that course. And I've had so many people who are like, thank you for making that course. It's one of those things where if you sign up for it and you take it, it's yours for life. So you can go back and keep redoing the lessons. And that's what I do with this boot camp that I did. I have all of the lessons for life too. So when I go back, there are times when I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back and start doing these lessons again, just to, it's like refreshing your memory, doing the course again. For me, it's like learning a language. I've got to go back and study that again. So I go back every now and then and I do those meditations, or I do the affirmations, or I do whatever. And it makes such a huge difference. I remember when I was going through the program, I couldn't wait to get up every day to do a new lesson. I just couldn't get the lesson fast enough. And that's what people say of this course too. They've had people tell me like, I love it. I can't wait to get up and do the new lesson. It is so affordable, and it's so worth it for you to change your entire life. I mean, if you knew that you could manifest anything you want just by working on yourself, I mean, we want to do that anyway. We want to be better people anyway, but you can now get all of these amazing things because of it. Sign me up like 300 times. It's so easy. And you can go to my website. It's still there, Love Your Life. Sign up for the course. And then you'll receive, when you pay for it, you'll receive a PDF that welcomes you and gives you the code to go in and do the course. And it's at your own pace. So if you feel like doing it all in a week, great, do it, go for it. If you want to take your time and do one lesson a day or every other day, great. This is just for you. But it makes a world of difference. When we start working on ourselves and loving ourselves more, then we can start manifesting. And I have a self-love course too. The Love Your Life is all about how to shift your entire life. The Love Yourself course, You Are Lovable, that is to work specifically on self-love. I put so much energy and love into that course when I created it. And I'm like, what did I need that I didn't get? And I had this course. And I was just like, yes, I wish I had this course when I was growing up. And both of these courses are so affordable, and they're both available on my website. You can go to melissaoatman.com to the offerings page. You click on it to purchase it, and once you purchase it, you'll get an email with a letter welcoming you and telling you how to get to the course. And It's just life-changing. It really is, because it was for me. When I took courses like this with other people, it was life-changing. And I took what I learned and I wanted to help others. And you are so worth it. You're worth it to take the time and to spend the money on yourself. Make that a priority. Make you a priority, because it's going to come back to you tenfold. When you start doing the work and then you put your manifestations out there, you better hold on to your hat, because they're going to start coming into you. I promise. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with me always. It is such an honor and a privilege to be able to talk to you guys every day and to do this podcast. I'm so beyond grateful that I have the opportunity to do this and that you guys are all following me. So thank you so much for being a part of my life every day. If you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a review from wherever you're listening. You can leave me some stars on iTunes. That would help me out so much, and I thank you for doing that. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. All of my social media links are in the show notes. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you will find lots of freebies there, guided meditations, tappings, just for you. And if you go to Facebook and join my Facebook group, I go live every Monday at 6:30 Central on Facebook, where I do a free card reading. This week I'm going live Tuesday because I have a conflict on Monday. I will pull a personalized card just for you if you show up for the live and ask for a card. And I also post videos to Instagram. Again, if you want to work with me in any way, you can go to melissaoatman.com. There you will see all of the services I offer. I offer Reiki, one-on-one life coaching, readings, and past life regression. And I also have 2 courses you can purchase on my page, as well as my book, Beautifully Broken, available in both. Well, it's available in ebook, in paperback, and on audiobooks. So you can get that. And I want to thank you so much, as always, for being here with me. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day from wherever you're listening. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.